Yo, what's up, Internet? My name's Nerdy, and this is the finale of the Hashira training arc. If you watched that last episode reaction, you know, I was like, not super about it, but I changed my shirt because I was pitting out really hard. I have some M&Ms, so I might enjoy this one more because I have candy. We're going to watch this. I really hope that they bring some finale to this Hashira training arc. I like the first half of it. It was enjoyable enough. I like some of the character work. The second half has been real mid to me. And it just kind of feels like a waste of time. Like it doesn't feel like the show's doing anything with its time. And other than this meeting between Muzan and Ubuyashiki, it really feels like this arc, you could skip it and not miss out on any story. And that to me is just not great. So let's dive into it. Let's get this over with. And then we'll begin the long wait for the Infinity Castle arc, which I've heard is genuinely really great. So hopefully this episode kind of starts that feeling inside my bones. If you want to follow me on, Patreon. Go to patreon.com/nerdynightly for the full-length reaction. Or don't on this one. Do it for the other stuff. Demon Slayer fell off, man. Sad. No fucking way they're about to do all of this slow motion shit again. No way they put it in back-to-back episodes. Damn, I should have asked when I should start this episode like I do with One Piece. If I'd waited a week in between, this wouldn't bug me as much, but going from watching this slow motion nothing burger 20 minutes ago to doing it again now is wild. I love that this 30-minute episode has 3 minutes of credits that were in the previous episode. I'm sorry, I'm being an ass. This is just driving me crazy. And now theme song. Oh no, okay. Final episode. Oh shit. Because everything's movies from here on out, right?
20代半ばから後半あたりの男性に見えます。瞳は紅梅色。そして
Light pink. They're pretty red.
数日で死ぬと言われていた。
So does Muzan turn him into a demon? Is that where this goes? And the Slayers have to come kill him?
それもひとえに君を倒したいという一心ゆえだ。
I'm staying alive because I'm coming for you, bitch.
私と君の血はも
う何の感情も湧かないな。
That does nothing for me emotionally. Muzan just explained how this show feels to me right now.
名言もここに極まれりだな。ヘドが出る。お前の病は頭にまで回るのか。
Muzan's such a petty little bitch. I kinda like him more now.
私には何の天罰も下っていない。何百何千という人間を殺しても。
That is the big question, isn't it?
産屋敷と妻、子供2人だけ。護衛も何もない。
Wait, so those two girls are actually there? I thought he was remembering something.
永遠を夢見ている。不滅を夢見ている。
What? No. He's already immortal.
禰豆子を手に入れさえすれば。
君の夢は叶わないよ。
We killed Nezuko.
しかし、お前と違い私にはたっぷりと時間がある。
Yeah, because you're already immortal. What is happening? It might just be a bad translation thing.
この1000年
That's
間
fucking beautiful.
一度も
What a gorgeous image.
何度も何度も虎の王
So sick.
一生眠っていたはずの虎やいるよ。絶対に逃がす。
I mean, beautifully animated.
君が死ねば、すべての鬼が滅ぶんだろう。 かな。
黙れ。
Wow, Muzan's such a bitch. If you want to build up your villain who's never really done anything on the show, having him get dressed down so completely right before the final arc, maybe not the strongest choice.
こんなに話を聞いてくれるとは思わなかったな。
Honestly, I can't believe you did either. This is a 15-minute conversation. Oh shit. Oh, okay, so people are going to try and show up. Sick.
早く。
They're not going to be there in time.
最低でも柱二人、親方様の護衛につけるべきだぜ。
Oh, this is a flashback. Okay.
産屋敷家の歴代当主は皆誰一人として護衛をつけなかったそうですね。
The fact that he's never had a bodyguard and that Muzan has never been able to kill them off. Muzan's just bad at his job. I think that what I'm learning is that everyone in the show is... The reason the show keeps going is because everyone's bad at their jobs. The Hashira are bad at their jobs. Muzan's bad at his job. Tandra's... That's sick. Damn, what a visual. Woo! Okay, the melting snow there was a flex. I love it. So we're gonna fight him with katanas? We're gonna fight this guy with katanas. All right. So the plan is to fight this guy with katanas. Guys, maybe we make guns. I don't know. He just nuked the fucking house with his bare hands. And we've got swords. Oh god. Muzan, you a freak, bud. You a freaky dude.
仏のような笑みを貼り付けたまま、己と妻と子供もろとも。
Oh!
私は思い違いをしていた。
He blew up his own wife and kids?
あの男は完全に常軌を逸している。
Damn, Ubuyashiki. That's fucking ice cold.
とは思っていた。しかしこれほどとは。
This makes so much more sense.
今厳しのようなものが入っていて、殺傷力が上げられ。
Okay.
つまりまだ何かある。産屋敷はこの
The twitchy eye, yeah.
あの若さで見事に隠し抜いたことは驚嘆に値する。妻と子供は承知の上だったのか。
Yeah, that's so wild. He just ended his own bloodline for the attempt.
血気術。
What?
固定された。誰の血気術だ。これは。
Wait, how does he not know whose blood demon art it is? Doesn't he know immediately once people get their blood demon arts? That's how he knows about Nezuko. I'm being an ass. Oh shit!
拳の中に何が入っていたと思いますか。鬼を人間に戻す薬ですよ。
そんなものができるはずは。
完成したのですよ。
The fuck? Wait, she already solved the problem? Okay. So Nezuko's just saved then.
そうだ。自暴自棄になって大勢殺した。その罪を償うためにも
Okay, this scene's kind of fucking incredible.
姫島さんお願いします
Fuck. There's 3 movies after this. This feels like it would have been really cool as the finale.
その立ち居振る舞いは己より4つも年が下だと思えなかった。
Wild. That was crazy. That was insane.
未来を見通す力。これにより彼らは財を成し、幾度もの危機を回避してきた。
Oh, they're literally rich because they can see the future? Damn.
子供たちは私自身をおとりに使うことを承知しないだろう。
They might also have a problem with you using your wife and daughters as bait, bud. Like, it's not just you that you used.
どうかもうこれ以上私の大切な
Except for your literal kids, man. It's real weird that he killed his children.
館様の読み通り、ムザ、この男は首を切っても死なない。
日が昇るまでの持久戦となるだろう。
Alright, here we go. Oh, shit. Wow. That was pretty cool. Sometimes this show's animation succeeds at just being a lot of animation. This really feels like it should be the finale. You know what I mean?
蛇の呼吸、一の型、
恋の呼吸5の方
水の呼吸。
Alright. This is cool. Here we go. That's sick. Oh. It isn't about... She's got... Oh, anyone... It's anyone she can see, right? And so the eyes are following everyone. All the Demon Slayers are getting pulled in at the same time. 6666666. Okay, I get it. Sick. I'm just sad he didn't get Theta's tempura. Poor guy. I'm glad someone said it. So Zenitsu read one letter and now he's just a different guy? Alright. I mean, if he's less annoying, that's fine. Definitely could have made that character development a little bit more on screen. A little bit more earned. Okay. What an interesting setup for the finale. So Nezuko's already cured, right? Tamayo knows that whatever she has cures demons. So Nezuko is cured. Because the only thing that would make sense in the world is taking away the one thing that Muzan Kibutsuji wants. Weird to do all that off screen, but whatever. This show makes a lot of weird choices. That looked really great. The action of that was really fun. I loved getting got. I got by that episode. I was like, Muzan Kibutsuji could just blow shit up with his mind. What are we doing? But no, that being the master's plan, diabolical. Fucking diabolical. The fact that he killed his own kids feels really weird. And his wife. It feels... like, I'm like, yeah, do what you gotta do to take out the big bad. Like, I understand that. But when he's with the stone guy and he's like, don't let any more of my children die. Except for my fucking flesh and blood. Fuck those kids. Wild choice. But, and I get the argument. I totally, before people are, well, if his kids hadn't been there, Muzan Kibutsuji would have thought it was a trap. He already thought it was a trap. He wasn't confused about it being a trap. He was like, I thought you had a trap ready. I just can't imagine fucking throwing away my wife and kids like that and not wanting them to live in the world after my success. That is genuinely crazy to me. Which is why I like, no part of me was like, oh, the master's the one doing this because his wife and kids were there, right? No part of me was like, oh, this was a trap because his wife and kids were there. He killed his own wife and kids. Murdered them. Did they know? Did they know their dad was gonna blow them the fuck up? They must have, right? Because he can't move. His wife probably had to lay the dynamite herself to die as collateral damage. That's wild. Wild. Oh my god. Use me as bait and my children. Crazy. Crazy. It kind of sucks how little Nezuko is in this arc. And how she's gonna have to find a way into the Infinity Castle, I guess. It just seems like that's where all the characters are except her now. And so how does she get involved in the finale? I mean, it's 3 movies. Like, a lot has to happen, but I honestly don't feel like this has been set up super well. Emotionally, it has. Everyone's pissed. They have a reason to fight, right? But weirdly, I wish this arc had, rather than doing this, like, Tanjiro goes around the world and spends a little time doing a bunch of random shit with different people, I wish we just spent more time on the Hashiras figuring out how to work together. I think that, like, building their bonds, and we saw a little bit of it here and there, but I think that there was a way to make this arc about them training for this mission, sharing information about the Infinity Castle and things like that, so that they're like, when they're dropping, they should all go, holy shit, this is the thing the Wind Hashira told us about, not what is happening, no one told us anything, which is kind of what's happening, right? And I think the reason why Hashira training as an arc is a whiff for me is that you could cut all of it, skip from the end of entertainment, well, not the entertainment district. You could skip from the end of Swordsmith Village to the beginning of this episode, and story-wise, I don't think it would really matter, right? Like, Tanjiro being able to push a rock doesn't really mean anything in the terms of the kind of fighting that they do. He is stronger, but, like, was he weak before? He's unbelievably jacked. We've seen him do feats. You know what I mean? Like, this arc just kind of had them... The flexibility of the Love Hashira, does that matter? I don't know, right? Like, it's weirdly just padded stuff that happened. I don't know that these characters have a much better relationship. Honestly, the thing that I think has moved the most forward is Tanjiro having all of the Demon Slayers really have his back, which is nice. And, like, that's not bad, right? It's just, I don't know that it was worth not moving everything else forward. And then having Zenitsu just be the normal annoying self, get a letter and be different. He, like the fact that this show is so bad at character development that it's literally like, oh fuck, it's the final episode before the final arc, we should have Zenitsu read a letter that completely changes how he views the world. It's too late. It doesn't mean anything now, right? And I think I think there's just some weird choices here. There's so many things that could have been done. There's so many great ideas. Demon Slayer introduces so many cool concepts. And I really think it struggles to tell a story with them that is hyper engaging. The story of the Hashira training arc is not good, in my opinion. This isn't Trey Parker and Matt Stone have this kind of like semi-famous speech or lesson that they were teaching. And they were talking about storytelling. And they were like, if your story is, if the end of each of your scenes, you can put and then you don't have a good story, right? Like if your story is he went to the park and then he went to his house and then he went to work and then that is kind of what Demon Slayer's issue is, in particularly in this arc, right? These characters aren't making decisions that are causing people to change their plans. The master is. He fucking pushes them to the brink with his trap, right? But that is a character who's barely on screen ever, who makes a bunch of decisions off screen that we don't see, that we're surprised by, which is fun because our main characters are surprised by it. But it has very little to do with the people that were actually following his actions. And I just, like I said at the beginning of last reaction video on YouTube, I'm frustrated by the show because I do think there's so much good about it. I think it's some of the best animation I've ever watched. It is so fun to watch the fights. I think some of these characters are genuinely so brilliantly built. I think Tanjiro is just an empathy hero, right? And I love that. I wish we had more Nezuko, but I like her as a character. I like Tengen a lot. You know, I like the Stone Gitaro. I liked him until he was just bad at teaching, which I thought was a poor choice to make for his character. But like there's a lot of stuff like that, right? There's a lot of ideas that are interested, and then the show makes the least interesting choice with them. We're going to do a really sad flashback about kids dying over and over and over again, and it's not really ever going to move the needle in the present. It's not really ever going to be related to what happens in the present, right? And that to me is just it's disappointing because I think like the show starts off so strong, and Mugen Train is so good, and none of the Hashira really like live up to Rengoku in the storytelling element. They're fine. Like I'm not saying they're all terrible, but like Rengoku was emotionally and like empathetically connected to Tanjiro in a way that he doesn't have that relationship with anyone else. Tokuto is literally a useless moron without Tanjiro being his guide on fucking everything. He is incapable without Tanjiro being his guiding light. These Hashira like are so... The show so desperately needs a way for Tanjiro to be the lead that everyone else is just kind of useless. And I don't know. This was a frustrating experience because I liked the first 4 episodes of this arc a lot, and then it just kind of like became schlock. It's just sort of stuff for stuff's reasons. And all the like cool, interesting character stuff from the first half of the season kind of went nowhere. Genya and his brother, it kind of went nowhere. They still haven't explained how the fuck his powers from eating demons. I'm assuming that will just get explained right at the end and it'll be relevant somehow. But that feels like an extraneous detail. It feels like there's a few too many gimmicks right now. And I wish the show had cut down on some gimmicks, honestly. Anyway, this is probably frustrating to listen to. I don't have a lot more to say. I thought the opening conversation was decent. It was a little slow. And I think the first 15 minutes of this episode could have been 5 or 6 minutes. I really think they like strung that out. And not with dialogue that was particularly like unique, right? Like the idea of like the reason humans will survive is because free will is eternal. It's just sort of it's a fantasy trope that I just feel like it's kind of been done so much that it's hard to get super invested in the idea of it because it's not necessarily wrong, right? But it's just it's just been done. It's just played out. And I wish that I just wish the dialogue there had been a little bit more interesting. In Japanese, it might be, right? It might be the translation. And so I don't want to harp on it too much because it might just be that. But that conversation was good. And it was a good scene. It just took too long, I think, to get to the explosion. But then the explosion to the end, pretty great stuff. Like, weirdly, I think the finale's set up really well. All the Demon Slayers are in the Infinity Castle. There's not a lot of plot to it. There's not a lot of emotional investment. There's not a lot of, like, it is so simple from here on out. And I hope they find ways to make it a little bit more complicated than just the Demon Slayers fighting through the castle. I wish they'd done more to, like, build up the upper demons so they're going to fight there, like Upper One. But, I don't know. I don't think I'll ever say the show was, like, top tier. It's sort of mid, but the animation, it's like, if the animation wasn't as good as it is, I don't think this show would have the fan base that it does. Honestly, like I think that this is a like mid-tier anime that is more popular and held to a higher regard because the animation is so good that you can't criticize the show 100%. Right? Like, you can't say, like, everything about the show is bad because there is no point in the show where the animation is not some of the best. And I think that's a saving grace for a show like this. Because I don't think the story's very good. And I'm gonna watch the end of it. I'm gonna finish it, whether people want me to or not. I know there's people who are like, stop reacting to it. And I'm like, I'm invested now. You know, there's 3 movies left. I'm so close to the end. I have to finish this journey. And maybe I just enjoy torturing myself a little bit, but yeah. That was not the experience I wanted until the end, and it got really cool, but also, yeah, I don't know. This has been a weird one, man. This has been a weird one. Ever since Mugen Train, the show just has been sort of drifting down in quality from a narrative perspective, and that's a shame to me. Because Mugen Train, I was so hyped at the end of that. I was so in. And I just, the show never hits those heights again. And maybe it will. I really hope it does Infinity Train or Infinity Castle. I really, really hope so. I want the show to end strong. But a lot of weird choices made along the way. If you like the video, like, subscribe to the channel. If you don't, hit the dislike button. Leave me in comments down below because the algorithm god is hungry and we must feed her. This episode, that algorithm goddess is... Did a woman speak in this episode? One of the female Hashiras must have spoken at some point, right? And you know what? I'm gonna give it to Ubuyashiki's wife and kids. Did they know that they were bait? It's weird, dude. You killed your wife and kids. Fuck. Do something nerdy tonight. Bye.